Welcome to Haunted Homebodies, where Halloween isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sara, and we're your guides through the delightfully dark corners of comfort horror. Grab your books and your beers.
It's time for a Stabathon!
Oh, man.
I love the Stabathon. I love the Stabathon.
It's a very fun idea, and also really disturbing to me in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Like how they do it after, like, there's murders happening.
Yeah.
Including, like, at their high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also,
dark.
don't you think that's exactly what high schoolers would do?
Probably, yeah.
Like, almost guaranteed.
I mean, they would not be able to organize an event to this extent. Like, I want to be clear about that, but, like, the general thought would be
it's
there,
extremely polished. Like, it is like a professional level event.
Like, the venue, like, that, like, barn venue, people pay
incredible
so much money to rent venues like that.
Yeah, this was fancier than my wedding, like 1,000 times over.
Yes, same.
So great. Oh, I would love to go to a Stabathon, though. Maybe we'll just have like a Stabathon of 2, and by Stabathon it'll be a Screamathon, and also we'll maybe just pick the installments that we like. Is that allowed? That's probably not allowed, but we're adults.
I kind of feel like
free will.
We're doing an extended Stabathon via podcast right now.
That's so true. This is like the adult, like...
Yeah.
Homebody
I was going to say,
version.
I don't even watch like one movie start to finish in one sitting anymore.
I know. I can't imagine you having to watch 7. It'll be 7.
It's not that I would love to set the time aside to do that. I could sit and knit the whole time. It's just not what my life looks like.
Fair. But also, like, think of the logistics of this. Like, are they starting? They're starting at dark, so presumably in the summer-ish. Well, it's California, so we don't really know if that's the summer in this movie, but dark anyway at earliest. We'll say. I mean, they're not starting a Stabathon at 4 p.m. There's no way, right?
No,
I can't imagine
because they start like when we see it, it's dark out, and they're watching the beginning of the first Stab movie, which we know because they reuse the footage from Scream 2. Yes,
and also like the end of the movie, because obviously we have to start at the beginning talking about this. They're watching either Scream, what were they on, Scream 5 or Scream 6? It's one of these like where time doesn't exist to the way that we experience it in movies as it does in real life. I always clock this. I don't know why I can't let it go. I think we talked about this before when we talked about A Cinderella Story, where the first like whole act of that movie is her just like doing things before school.
Yes.
She lives like an entire life before going to school, and it drives me crazy. And I don't know why.
It's not real life.
It's a whole fake story. I'm like, who has 16 hours before who like clocks in and does a work shift before going to high school? Some people maybe, but
very few. Very
few.
Make
sense. Anyway, before we talk about Scream 4, I want to tell you about a book I read. Because our intro is books and beers, because everyone's trying to be an author. Sydney's an author in this film. We'll talk more about that soon.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished a book, and I read it because of Stranger Things. So I thought it was a nice little tie-in to our Stranger Things episodes we just did. So for the first time in my life at age 35, is that how old I am? Yes, 35. I read A Wrinkle in Time. Have you read that?
I have not.
I had heard of it. Knew that it was a book that was famous, but didn't really know anything about it. And then obviously it had like a fairly significant.
So like, that's my question. Is it good enough to be worth how much of Stranger Things season 5 they based on that book or referenced to that book?
It's definitely, it's like old timey, right? Like, you know how books, I don't know when it was published. I want to guess like 50s or 60s. I could be way off, but it has that kind of like Chronicles of Narnia vibe, that very like formal language, above board, like Chronicles of Narnia had like very like Christian undertones, you know, just kind of that like, it wasn't like that necessarily, but more just like this like wholesome level of action.
Okay.
an adventure, if you know what I mean. Like the stakes are, life and death, but like nobody's gonna die. Like nothing really
Like
that like
Stranger
dramatic.
Things.
It was progressive in the way I think that it like discussed science and like
Okay.
children being kind to each other and friendship. I don't know
Okay.
exactly. It didn't like blow me away like as a first time reader as an adult, but I think I would have to like do more research into like the time period and like the meaning and the author and what her story was, and
Okay.
kind of like dig into that to like really fully appreciate it. But I did think it was a really sweet story. But it made me think about Stranger Things again, and I realized that like aside from us talking about it, I have like moved on, and it's weird. Like usually when after a Stranger
Mm,
Things season, I like want to immediately rewatch it. And I haven't been able to like get myself to even like watch another episode, which I think shows like how much I
wow.
like did not enjoy.
Oh my God. Just watch like 30 seconds of the kids in season 1 and it'll be like a
Yeah.
palate cleanser.
Yes. Oh, season 1. Yes, I would watch that again in a heartbeat. I'll watch that after we stop recording.
I know. It's perfect. And you can watch it on its own. It is its
I
own
know.
independent story,
I know. I
really.
think that just has this like level now where, I want to keep going, and then I know
Yeah.
now like before I would go and I'd rewatch the the series and I get through season 4 and I just be like, "Oh, I wonder how it's going to end." And now
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I know
And
how it's
it's
going to
over,
end."
and that's
Yeah.
sad.
Oh well. Anyway,
Okay, but before we actually get into Scream 4 today, I think we have a little thing we want to plug for our listeners.
yeah. Okay. So I don't even know if we've announced this or like it's not really that exciting, but we are no longer on Spotify. Like we said bye. Bye
Bye
Spotify.
bye.
Don't miss you at all. Um but we're now on Substack. We've always been on Substack and like all other platforms, like kind of wherever you listen, but we're hosting on Substack and we're trying to get more into content and more episodes and everything this year and going full board 2026 haunted homebodies. Woo! This is like the full glass of wine talking here.
It's only
No.
like a 3/4 glass of wine now.
Yeah, yeah, can't you tell? So on Substack, we had a really fun monthly newsletter that only ended up being like two editions, and it kind of fizzled out. But we're bringing it back. In it, we include like things we've been reading, things we've been watching. Not everything, but things that are like on brand ish for for our podcast. Things
Yeah,
that are keeping us cozy, keeping us haunted. If it's cozy and haunted, that's
even
the dream.
better.
It's really fun. So join us on Substack.
Oh, just to clarify, we are still accessible on Spotify. You can still get all of our episodes on Spotify. You cannot view us on video on Spotify anymore.
Mhm.
That will be exclusive to Substack and YouTube. But like Ash said, we are hosted on Substack now.
Yeah, Substack's fun. I'm into it.
It is fun. There's like a lot more you can do on there than I thought. So we'll see y'all on Substack.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
yeah. Yeah, please do. We'll see you there. Also, so this is Scream 4 we're talking about. We just recorded Scream 2 and Scream 3. You've probably listened to those already because you're awesome, everybody. And something really, really weird happened. Sarah, do you want to share what we discovered after recording those 2 episodes?
Yes. So we recorded those 2 episodes on the same night. Spoiler alert. Sometimes we record more than once at a time. That's why we're wearing the same outfits. And
Yeah.
we looked at the times after, and both of the recording times were exactly 33 minutes and 3 seconds long.
It's so weird. Okay, so obviously I looked up the spiritual meaning of the number 333. And it either means that we're going to have like a positive change in our life's direction. And I was like, oh,
Love
nice.
it. Need it.
Or, or, that we're half evil because it's half of 666. There literally was a website that just says like 333 equals like half evil and has a sticker that says that.
I appreciate that the core of evilness is mathematical. That's excellent.
Yes.
I love it. It's so
Also,
precise.
Could you argue that we're half evil? I don't know if evil is the right word to describe us, but
like we're cozy horror. Yeah, I like it.
yeah,
It's like
that's kind
we're
of
half. We're just
yeah,
halfway.
it's a little on brand.
I
So,
appreciate both of these very much.
but yeah, also aside from just like, the fake spiritual meaning aside that we're assigning to this, that is so bizarre. Like, what are the chances that they would
It
be
was
exactly the
crazy.
same? It's so weird. To the second.
See where our edited episodes end up time-wise.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fascinating stuff we've got going on tonight over here. I feel like
Okay.
I have the fattest glass of wine, and we're like the two most boring people on a Friday night. Like, I read books and drink wine and count the number of episode seconds.
I don't know, man. That kind of sounds all right to me. Sounds like I'll spend the rest of my Friday night.
Sound like us.
Okay, but I am excited to talk about Scream 4 because I feel like you have a lot of thoughts on this movie, and I had so many fewer thoughts on this than
There were no
previous
notes from you.
Scream movies. That's not
no
true.
Notes. Well, no, okay. No notes compared to your normal. There were like 5 notes.
I know.
5 notes.
I wrote like so it just didn't.
I looked at your.
I am looking forward to my opinion being changed based on your level of passion about this movie.
I literally looked down at your bullet point section and I was like, oh, she didn't like it. She didn't like it. I can just tell. But then there's me who spent last night, 1, rewatching it for the second time, and 2, writing 3 pages of notes for us to talk about. So
I would like to clarify.
Ready.
I'm pretty sure you don't mean rewatch for the second time ever. I'm pretty sure you mean rewatch for the second time just in preparation for this episode.
1000% correct. Yes.
Just want to make sure our listeners know that.
Watched it twice this week, not twice over my lifetime. I would say, aside from the original is my favorite.
Obviously,
will always be. Nothing can touch that. It's probably my favorite movie. Most of the time, I would say it's my favorite movie. Scream 4, I think, is the runner-up. I don't know if it's the runner-up in terms of like my next favorite installment. I don't know. What we're gonna work on solidifying that opinion by the time we're done working through the franchise. But it's definitely the one I've watched the most, and there are reasons why, which I will get into.
We'll hear it. We'll hear it.
But first,
should we intro it first? Yeah.
Well, let's intro it. Do you want to go through it?
Let's. I won't have anything else to say, so I might as well do this. I'm just kidding. I'll have more to say. Scream 4 was released on April 15th, 2011. Ashley, I believe you had a little memory you wanted to share.
You don't want to read this?
Release.
I saw this sucker in theaters when I was in college. Shout out to Allie, my horror movie bud, if you're out there listening. So yeah, I wrote 11 whole ass years between the 3rd and the 4th film. That's how long we had to wait. Although I didn't have to wait that long because I watched the 3rd one, probably all of 3 of them, like the year before this one came out. I had to wait 1 whole ass year.
I love when that happens, though.
I know. It was great.
It's
I was like, just got into Scream,
it.
and then it came out like, I don't know, probably that year, and it was amazing. I got to see it in theaters. That's definitely part of why I like this one so much, because it was the first Scream movie I saw in theaters. I was in college. It was like totally that like a time you look back on as like, oh, it was just so fun and free, and free in terms of like I'm not tied down by all of the responsibilities I have now as a
adulthood is terrible.
It's a whole sitch. Cheers
to our 30s. Anyway, Scream 4 is rated. This is higher than Scream 3, I believe. 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. And on Rotten Tomatoes, we've got a 61% audience score and 50% for critics. Feels right. That feels right.
I think that's fair. I think this is like a slightly above average film. Like, I think calling it good is wrong. I think calling it bad is wrong. I think calling it average is even wrong. I think it's like it's an above average film, but it's not fantastic.
I could also see it having gotten like leaning positive reviews as a like reboot.
Yeah.
And in comparison to Scream 3, which for the record, I will remind everyone, I loved.
Yes.
But I can see how that's how we got here.
I think it was a quality. Okay, so I don't think a lot of people like this one on the internet. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask other people to weigh in. I don't think it's like particularly popular, but personally, I think in terms of franchise installments, it hit a lot of good notes because it was still like on brand and celebrated a lot of the things that like work for Scream and like worked with that, but still had some like original elements I felt that were like different enough for a fourth movie to still have it be like kind of interesting and original in some ways. It had other limitations as well that we'll get into.
All right. Well, at the time of this recording, it is currently streaming on Paramount Plus.
Yes. Yeah. Or it's on DVD, which I watched it on. So fun. So fun. I've owned this movie for a very long time, longer than I remember. It's so long that it's in like a CD like booklet. You know, it's not even in its case.
Wow.
I don't have its case. It's in like a CD booklet.
I never did that to my DVDs. I always kept the cases, but I don't even have a DVD player now. So who am I to talk?
Yeah, step off your high horse there, lady.
Yeah, I gotta get a DVD VHS combo.
You do. I have one. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Except for now they're like trending and they're kind of hard to get. Like I wanted to get like a CRTV, you know, like with the built-in either VHS or DVD player. They're like impossible to find. Not impossible, but they're harder than you think. I think because a lot of people got rid of them, and then now they're just like not that many because they don't make them obviously anymore. And also they're just like kind of a hot item, so they'll sell for like over $100 consistently for the little ones, the little screen, like 10-inch, 13-inch. Yeah, I wanted to get one for my kitchen, which is like a very like hipstery internet trend thing for me to do, but
I love it, though.
Technically I did want to do it before the trend, and then the trend just makes me want to do it harder. So I am both hipster myself and follower as well, if that makes sense. Not really.
Instead of asking everybody to submit to our Buy Me a Coffee, maybe just if anybody wants to send Ashley one of those, that's I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine? I've looked at them and there are some on like eBay and like Etsy and stuff, and the shipping is like $100 itself. So you can like get one for $100, and then you have to pay like $100 to get it shipped to you.
Sounds right.
We'll see. Maybe Facebook Marketplace will come through for me in 2026.
Fingers crossed.
I hope so.
All right, I think you have a game, and I'm so excited.
Gosh, I do have a game. I forgot. I was like, did I want to start with? Okay, so this is our first game of 2026. Woo! All right, so hopefully you were watching Scream 4 really carefully, but also hopefully I have enough notes here to refresh your memory, because I prepared for the fact that maybe you have not seen this movie like 15 times like I have.
Seen it once earlier this week.
All right, you're smart though. You'll remember. Okay, so you all know that Scream is known for its iconic opening kill scene. This is the thing.
Yeah,
someone's gonna get murdered at the beginning of Scream. It's probably going to be, you know, a well-known actress at the time.
Yes.
Also, so the thing that Scream 4 does that I think is relatively original compared to the other 3 installments is that we get not 1, not 2, but 3 sets of girlfriends for the opening scene.
So maybe a little much. Maybe a little much.
Yeah. Or just enough. Depends on who you ask. Okay. What we're going to do. This was, and also like star-studded. Star-studded, yes. Especially when you consider the time that this was released. So what we're going to do is we're going to cast ourselves as each of the friends, right? So there's two, and we're going to pick like, I would be this character, and you be that, based on their personalities.
All right.
And then we're going to see at the end, like, we'll each have a score for who dies first.
Oh, okay, cool.
Who dies first
Love
the
it.
most. Because
Sounds
I
great.
kind of already have an idea in my head of who's who. I just want to see if you agree with me also.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
our first opening, our first false opening is we have Lucy Hale as these names. I had to look them up. I'm like, do these characters have names? Okay, anyway. So
I didn't know they had names.
Lucy Hale. We hear a couple of them. Lucy Hale as Sherry Marconi and Shanae Grimes Beach as Trudy Harold. So Shanae Grimes, she's flirting with some guy on the internet. Lucy Hale is the friend who's like, it could be anyone we know, and opening the door. Well, Shanae's like, please don't open it. Like, why are we like voluntarily unlocking and opening the door while someone's Facebook messaging us that we're gonna kill, that we're gonna get murdered right now? So which one do you think you would be? Which one do you think I would be?
Well, thankfully there was not much of an internet on which to flirt on when we were in high school, but I do think that character would have been me.
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. You would have been the one flirting. I don't think that you would have been the one like getting catfished. Like, I feel like you would have maybe been a little more discerning. But the internet was new. Like, we didn't.
True.
I don't even know if we knew about catfishing until like the show Catfish came out. Like, if you didn't know someone who got catfished, you wouldn't really know that that was a thing that people did.
It's very true. It's so true. We're not talking about the time this movie was set in, by the way, guys. We're talking about our lives, our high school lives. We are putting ourselves in their shoes.
That is true. That is true.
Recognize this came out in 2011. The internet was a big thing.
Not really, though. Like, it was, we were what, juniors in
I guess I
college?
didn't even have an Instagram yet.
Yeah. Like, I think we maybe had posted, like, it was the time where we would post, like, a really grainy, like, oversaturated picture of, like, a sunset on Instagram and get, like, 2 likes. And it was just a beautiful time to be alive.
I didn't have an Instagram till 2012, but I did have, like, 1,000 Facebook albums of photos.
Yes.
So
that I think are like still on my Facebook. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I may have hidden them at some point, but we'll have to at some point go through those together. The ones because you're featured prominently on mine. Okay,
Same.
so we agree. So you are Shanae Grimes Beach. I am Lucy Hale, and unfortunately, you die first.
Yep.
But I am soon to follow. Okay, so that's 1 point for Sarah. Do you win or lose if you die first the most? That I didn't determine.
I'll have to see how we feel at the end.
Yeah. All right, so next up for our second false opening, we have Kristen Bell as Chloe Patterson. The fact that these two got names is absolutely wild.
Silly.
This was like a 10-second scene. And then Anna Paquin as Rachel Barnes. So Anna Paquin, she's complaining about franchises and how they regurgitate the same shit over and over again. She hates things that are boring and predictable. Kristen Bell likes slashers. She thinks they're more scary. Like something that could actually happen. There's a really fun moment where she says snap right as Anna Paquin's character pops open a can of something. I think that's really a fun moment. And Kristen Bell, I should say, is also someone who hates people who talk during movies, so with a passion. Who do you think is who in this scenario?
This one's harder for me because obviously you love slashers like a lot, and so that is where I'm gonna end up. And I also did complain a little bit about regurgitating the same shit, like literally 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
However, I have very often felt the urge to stab someone who talks during movies. So
yeah. I thought this one was
hard for me to give up.
Totally. I thought this one was a little less clear cut, but I still think at the end of the day, I'm Kristen Bell and you're Anna Paquin.
You've killed me.
I stab you in the stomach unceremoniously. I will say the first time I saw this, I was shocked. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting the two characters, like one to stab the other one.
It was good. I did like that they threw in a little bit of something.
Yes. Okay, so then we get to our actual opening. I also in theaters at this point was like, when is this gonna stop? Like, when is the movie actually starting? Eventually you realize, okay, this is the movie. It's happening. So our last two opening girls are Britt Robertson as Marnie Cooper, aka Marnie the Carney, which is so mean. Like, what a mean nickname, but it's like really funny. And I don't like know what she did to deserve that. Anyway, Amy Teagarden is Jenny Randall, aka the dumb blonde with big tits, who actually, and then she's like, actually, I have a 4.0 GPA and a 136 IQ, asshole. So, okay, Britt Robertson. She doesn't appreciate dumb, illogical horror. She's the friend who's obviously teased and tormented by her demented, slightly meaner bestie. I don't know if you're catching on to my notes here, kind of leading the witness
this one
here.
Feels a little easier.
Amy Teagarden's the friend who thinks it's funny to scare her friends as a prank and has a ghost face app prepped and ready on her phone and has obviously used it before. Yes. Repeatedly.
Yes.
Who do you think is who?
I'm Britt, you're Amy.
Yeah, and unfortunately you die first again. So basically the conclusion of this study that we just performed is that Sara will die first and I'll either kill her or be very close behind. So
do you know, I think this does mean that I win because I have to live in terror for a shorter period of time before I die.
That's true. And also I just have to like see you die and then be
that sucks.
Terrified and then die myself.
Yeah. So I think I win here.
You do win.
I feel great about my choices in life that led me to be those characters.
I love that. I love that for you. Okay, well, what did you think of this opening? You said a little bit much, the 3.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's a first-time watch thing. Like you said when you were in theaters, you were like, how many times are we going to do this? And I was similarly like, okay, like, oh, that was the fake stab movie. Oh, we have more stab movies. Yes. And like, yeah. It was I didn't love it. I liked the Kristen Bell, Anna Paquin twist, but
yeah, I agree. I think that it was interesting, but also the like meta discussion that the two get into after the 2 false openings about the 2 false openings never made sense to me. Like I actually like tried to think it out. And like be like, how does this work? Which they discuss, you know, being like, it's illogical. That's what like Britt Robertson says at one point. But I'm like, it's not just illogical. Like I literally don't even understand what's happening, like logistically, not even logically. So that always bothered me a little bit. I will say, watching it in theaters for any movie, like this is part of why I love going to theaters too, like so much as well, is because you're going to like it more and have a better experience, almost undoubtedly, because you're in the moment. You have the huge screen, you have the people around you, you have the great snacks, which is amazing. And it just like the intensity and like it's like it is an experience. Whereas like watching it at home, like you're probably like on a Tuesday and you might have like split it up into 2 parts knowing you. That's just different experience than like being, you know, a 20-year-old in college and like watching it at the local movie theater. Like that's just obviously going to like ramp it up a notch for sure.
I got through all but the last 15 minutes of the movie before I had to stop and start the next day.
You stopped it at the last you couldn't watch 15 more minutes? What came up?
I got past the twist. So at that point like, they were just gonna wrap it up. I don't know. Life. Something happened with life.
That is dedication, or I don't even know what. Okay, so then we get into the meat of the movie. Sydney is a self-help author. What do you think of this? Would you read her book?
Probably, because it feels like a healthier way to engage in like true crime voyeurism.
Oh,
right. It's like somebody who has agency. She's telling her story. Like it feels less like you're taking advantage of someone. She's benefiting from it, but you like still get that like true crime fix.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. But also knowing Sydney's character, she's probably not giving any good juicy deeds.
That's a good point.
It may just be, but if she is retelling her own story, then like that would be a really, really good book. And then talking about like how she came out of it, that would, maybe.
Yeah.
Out of Darkness by Sydney Prescott. Out of Darkness.
It was a dramatic title.
Yes. I was a little surprised, just like as her character, like being so anti-spotlight and like, let's not give any more credence or attention to this. It is an interesting turn, but also like you said, she's taking ownership of her story and like make that paper, girl. Love that for you. I do. Love that for you. Okay. Yeah, no, I like your take on that. One thing I did not like about Scream 4 is the rest of the legacy characters. I think Sydney in this movie is fine. I don't know, like I don't think her character has any like particularly compelling moments or lines. She's a little boring in terms of other installments. I think if we compare them, I really could not stand Dewey and Gale in this movie. They were so like they were the most like boring brand of toxic that you could be. I hated it, especially rewatching as an adult. I just was like, oh, they're like bickering. I didn't really like think about it too much like back in the day. And now I'm like, you guys just like actually suck. I don't know. I didn't like it.
It's a couple you look at and you're like, you guys should have split a long time ago.
Yeah. Like, why did you ever get together? Like, I think that is, I don't know. It feels kind of easy, like oversimplified, like the Dewey and Gale thing, like they're opposites attract, they're not a natural fit. So I think for this to just be like a regurgitated, like they don't get along, they butt heads, they don't appreciate each other's differences, it's kind of like we're still doing this. Like I thought couldn't we just like,
and it didn't
come
lead
up with
to
other
anything.
drama?
It didn't like come to like a good like. It didn't have an arc. It was
it just like Gale got stabbed and Dewey was like, I'm sorry, let's actually not be boring and toxic because you got stabbed. Because I abandoned you and you got stabbed. Okay. Yeah. I did not enjoy them. I didn't find like Dewey charming or like endearing like he is in other movies. He just kind of sucked. Like I felt like he just was like a really bad husband and like a really bad cop.
Like, is he really sheriff? I'm not buying it.
No, he's so bad at his job in this one. Yes. I think as we continue to watch and as you revisit Scream 5 for next week, I think you'll appreciate Dewey again. Yeah. I think he's great in Scream 5. One thing though, to bring it back to the positive, because I am the one going rah rah Scream 4, and I think we will agree strongly on this one, is the supporting cast in this movie is so good.
They are fun. I would argue some are underutilized.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me who you think's underutilized.
Adam Brody.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like
he's in a lot kind of for a supporting role.
No, see, I felt like he was just like a step above a cameo. Like you were supposed to be like, look, it's Adam Brody and Anthony Anderson, and they had like a couple of funny lines, but like, oh well, I'm gonna be the first to die because this is what happens in the movies, and
they had like 3 different scenes that they were in though. For like not to be okay.
Ashley, it's never gonna be enough Adam Brody for me.
No, I agree, but he was in this. Like, who even thought he would be in this in a very small supporting role?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me go down my list. So I did not originally like this character, but now I'm a big fan. Deputy Judy Hicks. I think that she is a interesting character in this one. I think that I think interesting is probably just the best way to describe her. She's supposed to be a villain of sorts in this movie and definitely is a red herring as a possible killer.
They did a good job with her in that I absolutely despised her.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Hated her.
Yeah.
Like I never went down I think she's the killer track for her though.
No, they did try to lead you down there. There's one point where she shows up and Sydney's like giving her a look and then she says some really weird, creepy thing to Sydney about like, that was like showing that she's like seems like a like single white female type, they're like, I'm obsessed with my roommate, she's obsessed with Dewey, a married man. Again, rewatching Scream 5, we'll talk about Judy Hicks again. I think she's really fun in that movie, but nevertheless a fun side character in that she like adds something interesting to the plot and like a uniqueness to the story that otherwise like Dewey and Gale would have been absolutely insufferable without Judy. Deputy Judy made them like at least
negative feelings about everything surrounding
just
all
like,
of them.
This is just bad. Like, just have Adam Brody.
That's all I ask.
Okay. So you already talked about loving Haas and Perkins, who are both apparently detectives. I learned from the casting, which is kind of funny because they were also horrible at their jobs. So many people died on their watch.
At it. Well, and Anthony Anderson then gets stabbed in the forehead.
I know that whole scene. Their deaths are actually really funny. which I think is great
that's
and
fair.
like well done. I really enjoyed Allison Brie as Sydney's PR rep. She was actually one of my favorites. She's so heinous and I loved her.
But see, I also feel like she was underutilized. Like we just like start to see a little bit of that heinous side, like right before she dies, kind of. And Allison Brie can play unhinged so well.
She's a fantastic actress. Like I think she just is so. I didn't really know about her. You know, I don't think she was very famous at the point of this movie. I don't think she's still
been around Community time.
Yeah. I'm not sure what came first, but I don't think she was too well known. I didn't know about her, and again at the time I was just like, she's really annoying. I don't like her, but I appreciate her as a character. I think we're also illustrating how many times I've seen this movie and how many times you have, because I'm like, these characters are so ingrained, and like I remember every moment that they're in this movie, and you're like, it was too quick, and I'm like, I don't know, I just like so vividly see their entire
you've watched them for hours and hours and hours.
Exactly. It feels like a lot more, but it's, you know, cumulatively not that many minutes. So this one we also differ on. I didn't really like the horror nerds in this one, the film boys, Charlie and Robbie.
I thought it was like kind of an interesting way to do things. First of all, whichever one of them was not played by Rory Culkin, who had the camera thing. Robbie,
had the camera.
Way ahead of his time, documenting his whole life and putting it online. This is what we all do now. Not us. Now we're in our 30s. We're too cool for it. Yeah. But everybody else.
We pre-record it and edit it.
Yeah. Good point. That's a good point. But I love Rory Culkin. He is in so little and he's always so weird. And I appreciated that. I liked that, like, we still had another audience stand-in a la Randy, although like a very different take than Randy, but he still like knew all the things. So I appreciated them. There was no part of this movie I absolutely loved, so I also felt just, you know, positive about them.
Fair enough. They were fine to me, just didn't love them. I think because also like I just love Randy so much that it was like, ugh.
That's
this is what we have to deal with now.
Yeah.
Most people love the last character on my list, which is Hayden Panettiere as Kirby Reed.
She was good. She was really good. I will give her that. Yeah.
And I think it was a pretty good performance. I feel like she was pretty solid in this. I don't remember too much of her other work. She was definitely like teen queen in Hollywood, but I don't remember her doing any like serious work. But I thought she was like solid in this.
She was good.
I liked her character. It was interesting.
Yeah, she was multifaceted in a way that many of the other characters weren't.
She was believable as like an actual human being.
Yes.
Which for this film was
like may have been the only one.
Yeah. And she also was obsessed with horror and had lots of banter, and there's lots about that, and I just she was cool. She was fun. So with all that being said, we had like 2010s exploding all over this movie.
You don't think of it as such a distinct time, and then you get like transported back into it, and you're like, okay, all right, it had its things.
Because it wasn't like the 90s or early 2000s where it was like really over the top in terms of the aesthetic and the fashion. It was definitely like quieting down, but it still feels like a time capsule, and also is like capturing an internet moment.
Yes.
You know, like for where we were talking about at this time period, like you weren't on Instagram. I maybe had posted 2 pictures. I don't really remember the exact year, the moment it happened. But we were on Facebook a lot. Yeah. We weren't like really active on social media aside from posting like really bizarre Facebook statuses and on each other's walls too, like commenting. That was like a very prominent thing that we did.
It was.
But it was a different time period for sure, and this movie I think brings you right back.
It does. Something that I noticed, and this is going to sound very funny, but the kitchen at Kirby's house was so 2010s. it was so not the like whitewashed igloos that are everywhere right now. It was so like kind of like everything was like dark and heavy and like had big features, and like that actually really brought me back.
That's true. I actually really like Kirby's house.
Yeah, me too.
I like I like that scene. The same thing, that it was like very similar to the original, but still had some slightly different elements. I think this movie was a real mix of being like kind of fun and silly and over the top, and then also just like, was this also just kind of like boring and nothing that, like the Stabathon I thought was really fun, but it's like otherwise like a very basic kind of premise and plot line. And
thank you.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Wait, but I don't want to bring you down on Scream 4. I want you to bring me up on Scream 4.
Well, I mean, let's just be real. I still think it's like silly and fun. Like I think they go over the top on certain things, and like I said, it's mostly just like I think nostalgic for me and comforting. Like that's the comfort factor for me, but I don't think it's like a compelling story that's like, what a ride.
I also don't think they dialed up the camp until the very, very end, which I believe we will talk about a little bit later. But like, I live for camp, and nothing's campier than Scream 3.
I thought it was pretty campy. Like the way that Haas and Perkins die. I mean, some of the gore is like absurd, which we're also going to talk about later. But wait. We're getting into Act 3. We're getting towards the end. The twist and the final shebang. I don't know. That's the only word I can think of right now. I want to, for the second time in podcast history, I did this to you when we recorded Scream.
Yeah.
I want to give you the ghost face quiz that Kirby gets and see how you do.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not going to do as well as Kirby. Kirby killed it.
Kirby did really well. I don't even know how to recreate the last thing she did, so we'll just talk about that. Okay. So, warm-up question is, name this killer's weapon. Okay, so Jason's weapon.
Is it like a machete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, okay, like several are on my shirt.
That's helpful.
You can see it.
Great.
Actually,
I love it.
I didn't even plan this. This is a perfect shirt to wear.
Your wardrobe just
see it that
goes
well.
with this anyway. It just naturally goes.
Okay, so Michael Myers, what was his weapon?
Knife?
Yeah, that counts. Butcher knife. Yeah, the big
knife. Yeah.
butcher knife. Yeah. Leatherface.
Chainsaw.
Yes, girl, you're killing it. Freddy Krueger.
Creepy nails, nails,
claw hands. Those are.
I don't even think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I don't even like it that much. It is Wes Craven though, and it's like it's his big movie. It's fun. Okay. Name the movie that started the slasher craze. Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left, or Psycho?
Okay, I can get as far as telling you this is a trick question, but I don't know what the answer is. But the answer is none of the above. Yeah. I think I win.
Roger L. Jackson says, none of the above. Peeping Tom. I don't remember the rest of the details. I didn't write them down.
That's right.
Banked on remembering. Okay, and then her last question. So she's like, no, please. Also, that's not fair. That's so lame. We know that after the fact that this is Jill doing this quiz.
It's true.
Which I also think was weird. Apparently she's like a super horror aficionado too. But anyway.
That's a good point. That's never like credibly established at any point.
No. But we're going to talk more about Jill because like we've got to.
Yes.
The last part when Kirby like begs for a redo, give me one more chance, because like obviously this is all like fair and we're being ethical and we're playing by the rules, but whatever.
She's never been terrorized by Ghostface before. She doesn't know.
She has watched all the Stab movies.
That's true.
Okay. You're like rescinded immediately. Okay. Anyway, not that those are all true to life. We're probably at least one of them. I don't remember what they established. So Ghostface says, name the remake of the groundbreaking horror movie in which the villain, and then she just starts naming. She's like, Halloween, Dawn of the Dead, Amityville Horror, and names like, I don't know, like maybe 20 movies.
It was so impressive.
Iconic. So good.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm right. Okay, and then we get our first killer reveal. Charlie makes a move and stabs her right in the gut.
It was
Right
a
in
good
the gut.
line.
It was. No, I didn't. I thought the whole Charlie Kirby thing was interesting and and a good little side plot line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Just
then
for
he
the
killed her.
audience who hasn't seen Scream 4 anytime recently, she tries to get him to make a move. He doesn't make a move. And then before he stabs her, he goes, "That's how you make a move."
Also, she had just like made the correct call, obviously, to not let him in. Sydney's like, if you can't trust him completely, like they kind of have barricaded themselves, like don't let him in. And so
Yeah.
that's how, yeah. And so she feels really bad because she's like a nice, normal person for not letting him in. And then he gets tied up, which is fake. He's revealed as one of the killers, but then we also know someone else tied him up. So there's got to be a second ghost face. And I have already spoiled it, but we find out after. Does she stab Sydney or she just approaches Sydney? I can't remember. I know she stabs Sydney like right towards the end.
Yeah, but I feel like she's revealed before she stabs Sydney.
Yeah, I think
I
so. So
don't
she pulls
remember.
off the ghost face mask. We find out that it's Jill. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. I actually thought that was a good twist, which I don't necessarily need a great twist at the end of a Scream movie, but like I thought it was interesting.
Yes, I watched it carefully this time to try to be like, is she like breaking character? Is she slipping up? Uh, I mean, they work, I think, very hard to make sure that like we can't tell that she's one of the characters.
Which is something else that like kind of makes the movie a little boring because Emma Roberts is another one who can play unhinged so well.
Yeah.
And you don't get it until the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to hide that. And so she's just like wasted for most of the movie.
Yeah. She's like, the three of them are pretty, I don't know. They're not that boring. Like Olivia, what's, I can't think of her name. Jill. I literally just said it. Olivia, Jill, and I think I'm getting confused because we're like going back and forth between the characters' names.
I can only do actors' names.
I'm like,
I don't
and
know any of these
Hayden,
characters.
Kirby. Yeah, the three.
Kirby's
a
great name though.
It is a good name.
That.
Yes. Jill then like absolutely loses it.
Yeah. Which is where I like really start enjoying the movie. This is where I think the camp gets dialed way up. Like
it is.
I loved the end here.
Before we talk about that, really quick. Something that this movie made me think about that I also thought about with the first Scream is like, do we not feel even the slightest bit bad about killing our friends? Like, obviously, you don't care about them on a deep level, but like, these are all people that they've like hung out with presumably for years. Like Charlie killing Robbie, I'm like, this was what we'd think. Like, you guys were like seem like best buds,
Yeah,
you know, and you just like basically take out your rage on Trevor and like not be able to like hook up with Kirby and just stab Robbie like so aggressively. You don't even feel a little bad, and then stab Kirby. Like he clearly was a little torn up about that one. He like walks away. He's like all kind of. He like clearly likes Kirby, but
I buy it more in the original Scream because like Stu and
Billy.
Help me out. Stu and Billy. They're both like kind of dicks in their friend group. Like it doesn't seem like they have like super close friendships and all that. But I'm totally with you for this movie. Like
Olivia. Yeah. So I don't remember if it's. So it's Charlie who kills Olivia. I'm trying to think of who Jill. I think Jill stabs Gail. She's the one who stabs Gail. I don't know, and I think her mom. Her mom for sure.
Through the letter opener,
which was pretty good. And
her
Sydney,
mom, who I only otherwise know from Battlestar Galactica.
Really? She looks familiar to me, and I don't know. I don't know that I know anyone from Battlestar Galactica. I don't know that I know Battlestar Galactica.
This is great. I highly recommend.
Okay. Love it. But yeah, it's just kind of felt weird to me in this.
Yeah, I agree. Like when did the flip switch? How long was she hiding? It doesn't feel right to me. I'm with you.
Yeah, that she would be able to have this darkness. Like clearly she is Jill, I'm talking about now, is like 100% deranged, like absolutely unhinged, unwell. And she has just had like normal friendships and like a seemingly normal, like her mom seems odd, but it seems like they have like an okay relationship. They're not like fighting all the time. Like she just seems totally kind of normal, has this normal-ish high school relationship with Trevor, and then just like he dumps her, cheats on her, whatever happened between them.
Try to make us think that Trevor is what's his name from the first Scream movie? Billy.
Yes.
They give us all the same things. Him sneaking into the door, him always like kind of like being there but not being there. They like do exactly what they did with Billy.
Yes.
And then it's not him. I thought that was one of their more clever red herrings.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. Like Charlie didn't like super surprise me that it was him and not Trevor. But I still think that was, there's only so much you can do to like mislead an audience and like still be fair.
Yeah,
I thought that was good. And yeah, Jill, I think that was hard because we see her acting so normally, so it makes it hard to believe that she's like so absolutely unhinged and deranged. But I feel like that can happen. That does, like we're both like just like flailing about. It's a Friday night. We've had long weeks.
Control.
But yeah, I think that is also possible. Like for some reason, like Ted Bundy just keeps popping into my mind. Like, you know, just so many people just like see him at work,
so true,
and just think like, what a nice like normal guy. He's just so friendly. He's kind of cute, and so it is possible if you're a sociopath, psychopath. I don't know, one of them.
I feel like that's a sociopath.
Not good. It's okay. Jill definitely had a pathological condition.
Yes, which again, Emma Roberts plays so well.
So well.
We talked about Scream Queens in the last episode because we were talking about Carrie Fisher and her daughter. But Emma Roberts also in Scream Queens. We must cover that on this podcast at some point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't tell if I like think she's a good actress. I don't think so, but I think she is a good like horror. I think she's a good Scream Queen.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, she's good in this movie, I think. And sorry, I'm just reading through my notes, and there's like a very bolded line. Okay. This apparently, I don't know why I put this thought like in the middle of like, oh, we're kind of like going through the plot, and then I'm like, wait, is this movie cozy or not? I just like, I feel like I need to have a quick sidebar conversation, since we are cozy horror, and like Scream inevitably is cozy horror because of just the franchise, the nostalgia. Like it just got enough factors going for it. But I think that this movie, like you said, it could be interpreted as campy or not. I think through some of the parts. Also, it's like kind of gruesome. Like the Olivia kill is like outrageous.
Yes, so much blood on the walls.
Yes, that, and she's like fully disemboweled.
Oh
like,
yeah,
just
that's right. Yeah,
laying there, like she gets stabbed through the hand, like while it's happening.
Yeah,
and then they don't show the disembowelment. I think they maybe cut that because they were like, okay, like we're just like it's maybe just a little too far, but we just see that like her, the little fake sausages or whatever they are out on the bed, and the bedroom is just covered in blood. It's insane. And then we get this line after it. Well, Sydney's talking to him and he's taunting her. Ghostface is taunting her. This line has lived rent free in my head for what now? Like 15 years, give or take. Okay, I gotta get my composure before I try to deliver this. He says, I'm gonna slit your eyelids in half so you don't blink when I stab you in the face. What?
Yeah, that was intense.
Who comes up with that? That is like...
yeah, unhinged.
I'm gonna slit your eyelids in half so you don't blink when I stab you in the face. Yeah. Like, what amount of vitriol must you have for this person that you say that to them? That is so unhinged. I actually love it. I love it. It's insane.
I'm with you. To answer your question of if it's cozy, which seems hard to argue for after you read that line out loud.
Yeah.
But I would say that Scream is cozy. So, like, you know how people watch The Office on repeat over and over and
Yes.
over again? And, like, a lot of the coziness comes from you know what's coming next. Like, I think that Scream is that it's not, like, intrinsically that. Like, this movie is not cozy on a first watch. This made me feel being nostalgic for the 2010s is not a cozy feeling to me. Like, this is not
It's not enough for
a
you.
cozy movie for me, but I
Yeah.
could see it, like, going through and rewatching the Scream movies, how that has its own comfort.
Yeah. Like, eventually, like, in 10 years when you're like, "Oh, I used to have a podcast." I'm just kidding. But, you know, you
Yeah.
could be like, you could have, like, be building future nostalgia for these movies that we're watching right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And but there is, like, still an element to them where, like, because there's, like, funny parts, because there's camp, because there's, like, the red herrings that then where, like, this can be cozy in a way that, like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is never gonna be cozy to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. It does have a certain formula to it that it just makes fun of itself for, and
Yes.
that, like, makes fun of horror for having, and I think it's the humor that always will bring us back to it being like, "This is kind of a good time. We're okay. We're safe
Yeah.
here."
Yeah.
And even with some of the more extreme gore, 'cause pretty much all of the Scream movies, to a degree, have some pretty intense kill scenes
Yeah.
and stabbing. It still, to me, does feel campy because it's just, like, it's so over the top, and
Yes.
I don't know. There's just not a level of, like, bleakness or, like, reality to it for the most
Yeah.
part. It just doesn't feel real, which is I never want horror to feel real. No, that is not
No.
cozy. I want
No.
it to feel so just like a silly video game.
Agreed.
Yeah,
It's
and this is
perfect.
fun. Okay, so returning to the film, thank you for joining me on that side quest. Is it cozy? That was like it felt like
That's not a side quest. That is our podcast,
I
actually.
know, but the fact that I inserted it, like I was doing these notes at like 9 o'clock last night. I must have just like copy and pasted something weird. All right, so back to the film. Trevor is shot. He is shot in his downstairs. He's shot in his head. That is also like extremely jarring and graphic to
Yeah.
me. That's
Yeah.
one of the scenes where I'm like, did we have to show that? And then we get to Jill. Jill is like going apeshit. I don't even know how to describe what she's doing when she is trying to appear as the final villain. She
Yeah. Final
stabs
victim.
herself. Sorry. Freudian slip. The final victim. So she has takes Trevor's dead hand, rips out her own hair, claws
Yeah.
herself in the face with it. She does the most hilarious half-ass attempt of like wiping off the gun.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if you clocked
know.
that. She's like, do do do. Okay, yeah, wiped my prints clean. It's all good to go. Also, isn't just wiping prints suspicious, Jill? Anywho.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, especially when the guy is dead and the gun is right there. Like, anyway,
Yeah, I think
agreed.
she does maybe put it in his hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the most it's like a very well thought out, not so smart plan. You know, it's like
Yeah.
someone who thinks they're really
Yeah.
smart
Like, put
and
a lot of thought into it, but, like, not
yes.
the right thoughts.
Yes. The logic was missing, like an actual just experience with being a
Yes.
criminal because she's a teenager. She like throws herself into like a piece of art with like a glass frame or something or a mirror. I don't remember
Yeah.
which.
Yeah.
And then like catapults herself into a table. Like it is absurd. Absurd.
I mean, she also, like, pushes herself onto a knife.
Yes. She just like keeps like you keep being like, oh, now she's done. Oh wait, now she's
Yeah.
done. Like she just keeps going.
Yeah, it's true.
It is absurd. Um one thing that I actually noticed for the first time on this watch that I hadn't noticed in any other watch is we find out the killer is Jill, and we know that Sydney and Jill are cousins.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like they're particularly close, but close
No, they
enough.
hadn't seen each other in, like, 15 years, Jill
Yeah.
said at the beginning.
Yeah. Like, but, you know, familiar, family, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're revealed that the killer is Jill, and then Sydney just is like upset and then just like allows herself to get stabbed
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
just like bleeds out. This is
It's
not
not her
Sydney.
style.
No. No, because we see, and you could be like, oh, it's like it's family. She's shocked. She can't believe
Kills
it.
her
She doesn't.
brother in the last movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally her half brother, and she is like, sorry, dude, like you killed all these people and you're trying to kill me. Like, I have to end you. Like,
Yeah.
I have to. I will not hesitate.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't do anything. Like, Jill just stabs her and then she just lays there.
This is our lamest Sydney.
I think so. She's just kind of apathetic, I guess.
Yeah.
She's just like, I don't know, wrote her self-help book and now she's like, peace and love.
And like for a little while, I thought after Jill stabbed her that she was like faking being dead.
Like she was like playing dead. I thought that too.
But like then it kind of seemed like that was not it. She wasn't faking
she like
she
almost
just, like, passed
died.
out.
Yeah, she like almost
from
died.
a single stab wound.
Right, which is possible, I guess.
It
if
is
you hit.
very true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
She's just, like, been stabbed a lot of times.
But right, yeah, for Sydney, that's like a rookie number. Like, come on, that's not even going to slow her down.
No.
So I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
But then we see the old Sydney return when we get our true finale and our first hospital scene in Scream.
Oh, that's so true.
I think, right? There's no other.
That feels right.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I do blend because I've seen them all so many times, but I don't think that there's been a hospital scene. What are your thoughts on hospital scenes in horror? Because I have some.
Oh, I feel like I never trust what's happening.
It's so unrealistic. I actually enjoy them because it's just like it immediately is like campy to me. There is never a staff member
to the audience is for Scream 5. That's
yes.
Yeah,
this will not be the last hospital scene in Scream. But like, why is there never any staff? Why?
Yeah.
This is the ICU.
Hospitals are crawling with people
everywhere. You can't get away. And they're so noisy. They're well lit. Like Sydney is in the ICU. In many ICUs, there are no like walls or doors because the patients need to be monitored so closely.
Yes.
Usually it's a ratio of 2 nurses to 1 patient.
Instead, she has the biggest hospital room of all time all to herself.
It is literally like a ballroom.
Yes.
And people are being shot, screamed at, stabbed. No one's coming.
Yeah.
No one's coming. With all that being said, I still thought it was just like a funny, silly scene, and I like how everyone got involved. Deputy Judy comes back. She has like a little hero arc at the end and kind of saves them. Gail comes back. She kind of discovers that Jill is the killer. Like Dewey still hasn't figured it out. Dewey still has no idea what's going on.
Dewey's like, Jill, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. He didn't clock her reaction when he said Sydney's gonna make it. She literally looks like she's gonna throw up.
Yes.
Like she's lost her whatever mask she was wearing to try to play it cool was not on in that moment, but he didn't clock it. Or if he clocked it enough, at least where Gail like asked him like, how did she know I got stabbed in the shoulder? And he's like, oh.
Yeah, he did get that right away at least.
Yeah, so, and then gets knocked out by a bedpan immediately.
Dewey.
He's just the worst. I do like how they killed Jill though, or how Sydney did.
Yes.
That's good. A little different. I like how they played it too, where Gail says, can I have just one final word? And Jill's like, what, please? She's like, no, clear. She's like, clear.
And then Sydney's on
clear.
Her head.
Yes. It's good. It's good.
The paddles, that's what they're called. Paddles.
The
right
paddles.
On her head.
Yes. All the way up to 300 joules and zoop. Got her. Yeah. And then, of course, she comes back and
they always do.
They always do. Good line from Scream.
Yep.
You're a franchise girly now.
I am. I mean, I've seen 5 of the 6 movies that already exist, man.
You're a Scream queen yourself. Yeah. So, mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's just become like in my comfort watch repertoire. It's one of those movies I saw in theaters, had a fun time, love Scream in all of its glory, all of its ups and downs. That's just me to my heart. So it's made its way into my comfort rotation. It's not one that I watch super frequently, but enough. So yeah, I think a solid sequel and moderately cozy horror film.
Yeah.
Mild to moderate.
Yeah. You gotta give it probably multiple tries to get to that cozy.
Yeah. Fair enough. Any final thoughts from you?
As you know, I didn't have that many thoughts on this one, so I think you've summed it up very nicely.
It's over. And guess what we're talking about next week?
I don't know. What could we be talking about next week? I feel like we've just been like really randomly not
I know, it's been all over the place. We are talking about Scream 5, aka Scream, aka Scream 2022.
Oh man, so another big jump in time between Scream movies.
Yes, this was our Valentine's Day episode. I don't think we mentioned that at all. So we hope when you're listening this, you're about to have a fantastic Valentine's Day and watch something really scary and creepy and fun, like maybe Scream 5. So happy Valentine's Day, and celebrate with a galentine, a dog, a friend. What am I saying?
Or a Valentine. That's also allowed.
You are allowed to celebrate it with a Valentine. For many years, I was like, ugh, too. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Haunted Homebodies. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And remember, when in doubt, just stay home.